Alright YouTube, we're switching things up a bit. Since I can't be in the gym hitting PRs all the time, I want to welcome you guys to the very first episode of Don't Give Me That. Alright, so this is going to be a new series where I break down every possible excuse for not working out. And these can be excuses that I've heard from other people, excuses that I've given myself, or just excuses that I find floating around in the internet. Right, but I do want to make one thing very clear. I'm not trying to attack anybody with this series. Some of the excuses that I talk about may be valid for you, and I'm going to try my best to understand that. But all I'm saying is that the excuses I talk about in this series are not valid for me, personally. That's it. At the end of each video, I'm going to give you a more valid excuse you can give instead. Again, my super subjective opinion. I won't be happy with the more valid excuse, but it will shut me up. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started with my number one all-time favorite excuse to invalidate. I don't have enough time.
Are you sure about that?
Alright, so my problem with this particular excuse is it implies that you have absolutely no control over your schedule. It's almost like someone else is dictating your life and you have no say in the matter and you have no way of penciling in 1 hour to work out. There's actually a nice clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger floating around on YouTube of him breaking down the average person's day. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. And for you visual learners, I thought I'd do the same, but with my schedule. Alright, so first, let's look at Mr. Schwarzenegger's breakdown.
We sleep 6 hours a day.
What?
The average person works around 8 to 10 hours. So let's assume it's 10 hours. Then you travel around an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. So now you have still 6 hours left. So what do you do with these 6 hours? What do you do with these 6 hours? Then we eat a little bit, then we schmooze a little bit, talk a little bit to people and all that stuff. But you can see how much time there is available.
So to compare, here's my chart under the assumption that it's not that busy at work. So I have 6 hours of sleep.
What the f?
8 hours for work.
Hang on, I'll transfer your call.
The same 2 hours for my commute into New York City. Pre-pandemic, of course. 2 hours for eating. You know what? I'll even give you 3 hours because I gotta cook the meals. So 3 hours for eating and cooking. 4 hours of me time to do whatever I have to do, like edit videos, respond to people, watch my shows. Pretty much very super important stuff. And then that leaves 1 hour for the gym. So I'm going to try and be a bit empathetic here. So maybe one of the reasons why this not enough time excuse is valid for you is because you need more sleep.
Just sleep faster.
I know that for some, I guess even most people, 6 hours of sleep is not enough. Then in that case, if you also have crazy work hours or you have a job that's a bit more physically demanding, I can totally see why maybe you don't have enough time for the gym. But my point being for this excuse is that everyone's time can and should be allocated, right? No matter how busy you are. Now, an excuse that I'd rather you give would be, I don't want to make time to work out. Right, see, if you hit me with that, then all I can say is, fair enough, right? At least you're being honest with yourself and with me, so I have no complaints. But I still probably will try and get you in the gym. Well, anyway, that kind of does it for episode 1. I kind of want to keep these videos short because it's just basically me ranting, but hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back sometime in the near future with another excuse and another way to break it down. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time with no excuses.